What is much more serious than people realize? Diabetes. It isn't about being unable to eat sugar anymore. This disease will duck up your heart, eyes, kidneys and feet if it's not properly controlled. And the real scary thing is that you don't feel anything wrong until shit really starts going wrong. Hell, I feel better when my blood sugar is high, because that is what my body is used to. But in the long term it would kill me. You could easily ignore it until you start losing your sight, or feeling in your feet, or other irreversible damage. By then it is too late to fix. Owning a dog. Brushing and flossing. A couple minutes a day is the difference between shining white teeth and dentures. And yes, I'm a huge ducking hypocrite. Ocean acidification. Soon the water will be too acidic for the tiniest, most numerous animals to make shells out of calcium. Coral reefs will all melt away. The largest and most complex food chain on our planet will start breaking down. You think the disappearance of bees is bad? Wait till we feel the effects of a dead ocean. How long do we have at current rates until everything goes to shit? And what can we do as everyday citizens to fix it? Antibiotic resistance. Antibiotic use in cattle is absurd and is mostly to blame for this. It's not that the use is directly affecting humans. It's that the overuse of antibiotics leads to antibiotic resistance in microorganisms in these animals. MRSA, VRSA, Google any of those and you can learn more. Also, there are a couple PBS documentaries that talk about the lack of financial benefit from pharmaceutical companies to produce new antibiotics. It's not good. The decline of the bee population. Bees are a crucial part of global agriculture and we need them more than people think. Bees are chill. Duck hornets and wasps though. Sleep. Too many people proudly announce how little sleep they have, which is a bit like proudly announcing that you have purposely suppressed your health. Creativity. Decision-making ability. Sex drive. And social skills. And of this you are proud? Edit. Thank you so much for the gold. Stranger. Edit 2. And now it is 10:45 in the PM. Good night Reddit. That's right. Why ruin your health? Creativity. Decision making. Sex drive. And social skills by not sleeping enough? That's what Reddit's for. Stress. It does a number on the body. You're not kidding. I started a new exercise routine to make me feel better while looking for freelance work. I trained so hard that I went bald. Spending too much time alone and being completely asocial. You can develop very weird behavioral traits. Forget how to function in social settings. And it's been linked to some neurological and mental health problems. A friend of mine was clinically diagnosed with depression because she liked to spend her free time laying in bed. Usually napping. Pretty upbeat and outgoing person. But if you've just spent a week off relaxing in bed you'll know the feeling of it being all you want to do. It's a very slippery slope. People's mental health. Seems to be an increase of this over the years and I've seen it personally through classmates and friends. There's definitely still a stigma when it comes to mental health. If you're not bleeding you're not really hurt. And if you're not alright you're crazy. No wonder we feel so alone in a time of need. Safety measures when using power tools. No, sunglasses are not the same as eye protection when you're using a chainsaw. They're not just for dust and grit, they're there so if the chain snapped it doesn't embed itself in your ducking face. No, you cannot run the sander on your skin cause you're curious what it feels like. It feels like ripped off skin. No, you cannot keep a loose grip on the drill. Its whole job is to accelerate pointy bits of metal to what I like to call mad speed. Bottom line. If it has a ducking engine in it, treat it with respect. Read all the rules. And follow them because it is ducking dangerous. Social hysteria. Every week the news and internet are buzzing with some new outrage. Everyone's mad but no one can clearly define why. Critical thinking and questioning is going out the window. Large groups of pissed off people are never any good. Edit. Highest comment spawns amid discussion. This is why I love Reddit. Herd mentality. People get really ducking stupid in large groups. If they get scared, excited, or pissed off, good luck escaping the ensuing mob in one piece. A person is smart. People are stupid. How much the media is spreading studies and lab tests that were done incorrectly. Almost every time you see studies show on the Today Show, you are about to hear straight lies. The scientists conducting these experiments have used false test results, small sample sizes, and sometimes don't use a control, resulting in unreliable data. It seems these days everything causes cancer and cures it because of this sheet. Concussions. They can ruin your life. Second impact syndrome. Scariest thing about concussions. After I had my concussion, I told my friends to be careful around me since the doctor told me a second blow could be potentially fatal. They decided I was just being dramatic or something and decided to start throwing stuff around me on purpose after I specifically asked them not to. The whole thing completely ruined one of the best friendships I ever had, cause one girl wouldn't shut up about it and kept calling me a wimp and all kinds of shit every single time we saw each other. The middle class really is disappearing. You either make it or you don't. Female on male hitting. My partner had a girlfriend in high school who did a lot of slapping and name calling. And it took years before it finally sank in that it wasn't okay. Sometimes I think it might have messed with him more than he realizes, since he seems to expect me to explode at the drop of a hat. It honestly breaks my heart. I've spent 4 years with my so trying to repair how ducked up his ex made him because she was so abusive. Really pisses me off that abuse isn't treated equally between the genders. Social media and one's internet footprint. Many people undermine the impacts and consequences of posting things in the heat of the moment or harmless comments which could eventually cost them their jobs by thinking that they are protected under the broad and ambiguous term of freedom of speech. The trend away from blue-collar careers. It seems like everyone feels the need to burden themselves with years of debt to get a degree when there are plenty of jobs out there that pay very well and do not require a degree. There are also lots of vocational programs that are a good in between that prepare you for a skilled position at a small fraction of the cost of a college degree. I see skilled labor as the backbone of a strong economy, and it is rapidly being outsourced overseas because kids seem to think that they are above working blue collar. They instead bury themselves in debt, then are shocked when their business degree doesn't instantly get them a job. We need more mechanics, carpenters, welders, plumbers, painters, roughnecks, landscapers, miners, and factory workers, just to name a few. A degree is great for some people, but if everyone has one it becomes watered down. Learn a trade and get your hands dirty. It's more fun anyway. Mike Rose says it very well. Yow to be. Edit. Thank you to whoever dropped my first gold. It's nice to know that I'm not the only person who is passionate about this topic. Media fearmongering. As evidenced by most of the top posts in this thread. At this time the top posts in what is more serious than people realize are 1. Diabetes, 2. Owning a dog, 3. Antibiotic resistance, 4. Ocean acidification, and 5. Flossing, brushing teeth. I'm starting to think you're that 5th dentist who doesn't believe in flossing and dentin gum. Full stop. How many prisoners we have in America. Arthritis. Especially rheumatoid arthritis. It's a painful, debilitating, and incurable condition that negatively affects millions of people. Most people hear it and think, I can take some Advil or do some PT and I'll be fine, but it's really a life-altering condition. The potential to spread Zika all over the world following the Rio Olympics. Having a child. Overpopulation. Overpopulation has been an imminent threat since at least 100 set. The reality is overpopulation has never been a problem and we are hardly even close to reaching Earth's carrying capacity. Poverty, famine, war, and crime are all decreasing steadily. Our population growth is evening out. And we are nowhere near building a Dyson sphere. But Jesus is coming back in our lifetime. I just know it. It's more the fact that the current population is vastly overusing world's resources. Unless we start to focus on developing sheep to live within our means rather than the current growth for growth's sake metric, we're going to be ducked. People getting their news from one source. It doesn't matter what way you lean political, if you get all your news information from one source then you won't know any facts, only opinions stated as fact. Kids being raised on entertainment that primarily features dysfunctional relationships as the norm or even as the ideal. And that romanticizes other destructive social habits because it's more gripping, dramatic, entertaining. Tangentially, the tendency to associate maturity with able to indulge instead of the ability to make intelligent or wise decisions for your own benefit or the benefit of others. Edit, NS. Our helium shortage. It's pretty important to electronic manufacturing. Stop putting in kids' balloons to float away. Headphones. I mean, I agree with all the answers here in their seriousness, but none are as ubiquitous as the use of headphones in such a young population. That loud music will destroy inner ear hearing cells and those cells don't regenerate. What you lose? You lose for life. Well, having the cells in my ear destroyed was positive for me. There was, and probably is, this very minuscule beeping sound. Maybe like a whistle in my room. It gave me problems sleeping. Because I don't like sleeping with earplugs and the hoosing keep me awake. But lately the sound has become weaker and I almost can't hear it anymore. I posted this in another thread but it's relevant here. 2. Human trafficking. People don't know how big of an issue it is and it gets almost no attention by media. Many also choose to turn a blind eye to it because it's a topic that makes people uncomfortable. While Taken isn't exactly the perfect demonstration of what trafficking looks like. It gets a lot of things right except nobody has a Liam Neeson to come rescue them. 99% of victims never see justice. There are more slaves now than ever in history. Many sexual slaves are owned by pimps who use the as prostitutes and then collect their earnings. Now, with the talk of prostitution being legalized, the future of human trafficking is looking better and better for traffickers. It's ridiculous how little is being done to help these poor people. This election. News sites treating it like it's a reality show. Voters voting for idiotic reasons. Politicians picking sides to start drama. Democrats and Republicans tearing apart their parties instead of compromising. We're electing the most powerful man in the world and we're treating it like it's ducking American Idol. The act of driving. It should be a serious thing. At least. You have 2 tons of material under your control, you better not be a ducking idiot while you're controlling it. Diabetes. I just presumed you just had to take the tablets and you would be fine. Thought it was just more of an inconvenience, but it took my dad's life at the start of this year. Ducking rivers, man. I grew up fishing with my grandfather. A world-class fly fishing guide. So I know enough about rivers to know that you don't duck with them. But where I live people just don't seem to realize the danger. Just over a week ago, my girlfriend was at our local river with some friends swimming in a popular swimming hole. They tried to cross the river and someone in the party was pulled under and drowned. Turns out this so-called swimming hole is so dangerous that people die there every few weeks. The authorities even know where to look for the bodies because, as they said, they all get hung up on this one rock. Yet people still go there to swim all the time. It's nuts, man. Don't duck with rivers. You never could guess how strong the current is by just looking at it. Heat strokes. Feels like I haven't been the same person since. Lost all the drive to improve myself. Constantly dealing with memory and mental issues. And I had to close my business. The general population being manipulated by social media. Most of what you see read on social media is lies and or straight up manipulation, yet everyone believes it. Your lack of privacy.